Welcome again, my lovely little DJs. My name is Mizuku Saki, looking fabulous as ever in my kimono, and we are back with another episode of What I Read This Week. Now, obviously, we started a little bit more lighter with My Crybaby Neighbor, and we're going to gradually work into our way with other stuff as well. And this week, we're talking about a manga called Summoned into My Second World. No, what's it called? Summoned to My Second World? Hold on. Summoned to Another World for a second time. My bad, I botched the name on that. It also has the Japanese there. I'll probably put it up in the text somewhere. I am not reading that out. But yeah, if you couldn't tell by the title of the Japanese name or the fact that it has Summoned to Another World in it, yep. This is an isekai manga. I have a lot more to say, but my expression explains my disappointment with this manga. The story actually follows a character named Yuki. His name is Setsu when he goes into the other world. I'm only going to call him Setsu from now on to make sense, but in the world that he is currently previously, he is called Yuki, which he was actually isekai'd into in another one. So just before we get into it, the premise for this, before I read this, was actually quite interesting. Basically, what the summary explains for this is that this character was isekai'd from his original world to the fantasy world that we actually do follow in for the rest of the story. And he goes super strong, makes peace within all the land, and becomes just a super strong force to be reckoned with. The king doesn't like that, so he gets sent back to another world where he is isekai to, which is not his original world, it's just a whole new world. And he builds a whole new life there. He's brought there as a kid with the same memories, and he just like remembers everything, which we see later. It kind of makes him a weird spiteful child, but that's like a whole like non whatever thing. Then as he's in high school, he actually gets isekai'd back into the fantasy world that he was in, and now he's just like, cool, let me go ahead and fucking fix all the bullshit that I originally wanted to do. So basically, this man gets isekai'd like 3 times and like born a second time. So his isekai experience, like before the manga even starts, he's already like an isekai veteran. Like he's already there, like, I know this, I know that, I'm an isekai veteran, let's fucking go. And so what I thought was cool, he's gonna use the knowledge of prior worlds in order to inflict, like his own type of power in another world and just do some crazy shit, right? I thought this was gonna be some elaborate, weird, like 5-head shit. That is not where they go. In fact, they probably go the most basic, generic route they could have ever gone. But to get back to the premise of the actual story, he gets isekai back to his fantasy world along with his other classmates. So he sits there and he's just like, cool, I have my power in this world. I have and know the knowledge of all this world. I will be totally fine. And like you would think that someone who gets isekai'd and reborn again and then isekai back into that world that he got forced out of might have a hard time actually, trying to have people remember who he is, which initially does seem like that, but that immediately just gets thrown out of the window almost instantly. Like every interaction Setsu has with someone that he knows previously, they just for some reason just automatically know who it is. Now, I know that there's a setup where they can sense like his mana presence, and like it seems like everybody can sense his mana presence somewhat, but like they don't really describe it. It's only really described when one of like the big mana people was able to detect who he was. And like that makes sense because she's apparently one of like the highest wizards, the highest mage users in all of the human kingdom. That makes sense. And it also makes sense with when he goes to visit the Beast Kingdom land or whatever. That makes sense because they use their scent to detect who Setsu was. So that I can at least explain. But everything else doesn't actually make sense, and no one really explains it because people will either just see him do something or see a sword and be like, I recognize that. That man is Setsu. That man has to be Setsu. You don't think it's just some like illusion magic exists in this world. Disguising exists in this world. You don't think that it could be someone. Also, this person looks nothing like Setsu. You're just gonna just assume it's Setsu. There's only one I could possibly pass up is the fact that he came through, crashing through the Demon King's wedding with like the sword gifted by the Demon King, but I would still wonder why the Demon King wouldn't question like why he had the sword or something like that. There's just so much that this doesn't make sense. Now here's the part, right, that bothers me about all of this, right? It has been established that like a lot of people actually remember who Setsu was, right? You have his friends from the human kingdom, you have the fucking friends from the Beast Kingdom. You have the friends from the Demon Kingdom. You have the literal fucking sea god Leviathan, who recognizes him almost off the bat who he is through some weird fucking action he did. But, like, the king of the human kingdom, and I assume is either the princess, the queen, I don't honestly remember, doesn't recognize, or, like, okay, it's understandable that they wouldn't recognize him, but, like, if everyone can just feel the mana force or find out some type of way, you're not gonna just add the fact that the king might have at least some type of hunch who he accidentally summoned back. Like, what the fuck? And, like, apparently it's not hard, right? It's not difficult for anybody to recognize who Setsu was. He does actions that are, like, completely and obviously him. And also, even if he was to hide it, which, to be fair, he did do that when he originally came. He pretended to be weak. But at the same time, though, we also have proof that people can sense mana. Now, unless sensing somebody's presence or sensing somebody's mana force or magical force, whatever the fuck you want to call it in this manga, is like a high tier motherfucking thing, which usually sensing people's shit really usually isn't. How the fuck did you not know? Obviously, just because he has a new body, his soul didn't go away, his magical presence didn't go away, so he's still the same person on the inside. He still has the magical power on the inside. So that means either the king has zero fucking magic, in which case, how the fuck did he become king? Like, even though it's the human kingdom, and they probably might not have many people who use magic in the human kingdom, there's still, like, people in the human kingdom who can use magic. So how the fuck has he not just been overthrown yet? Other than, like, maybe he has some type of power or shit that we don't know of, in which case, why the fuck are you summoning heroes if you have that power? Because obviously you need some type of help. Not to mention, right, you already knew that summoning somebody fucked you up the first time, right? So why the fuck would you summon back like 20, 30 fucking... That makes no fucking... Like, thinking about it hurts my brain. If someone fucked with you the first time when you summon them, right? Why is your idea, like, I don't even know how old he is by the time he's summoned back. Let's say like 14, 15, right? You're 14, 15 years old. Fuck it. You're 16 years old. You got all this fucking time, right? To be fucking remembering who, like remembering and figuring out what the fuck's happening, right? What the fuck? Why would you do that? Now, my only explanation is that there's a possibility that the human king or the king of the humans or whatever the fuck you want to call it is potentially controlled by the evil bad guy. That is the only explanation that I would be able to give, and I don't have that confirmation yet, and there's no actual evidence for me to prove that. Because they already set up that the king's a fucking asshole, and he's starting a war between the Beast Kingdom and the Demon Kingdom. So he's already an asshole. So him doing this is already par for the course. So he might just be a general asshole, or some shit might have happened, or whatever the fuck, but I don't fucking know. This manga's like way of doing shit with certain characters is very fucking confusing, and it frustrates me. Now, other than the idiocracy that is the king and other certain characters in this show, when it comes to everything else, it just feels like super generic. It borderline feels like it Harry sometimes, and not the good time. Just like all the girls are just swooning over this type of person. And it's not even a type where it's just like, oh, some are friends, some are not. Some are friends, but it just seems like everyone just wants to bang Setsu. Like, we see the first girl who's supposed to be one of the, like, top warriors for the humans, and she's just a straight masochist for him. Then we go, when we're traveling over to the Demon Kingdom, there's the sea god Leviathan, who also wants to bang Setsu. Then when we get to the Demon Kingdom, the Demon King, who is also the heavenly god, wants to bang Setsu and said that they would marry each other at some point. And then while he's leaving, I'm pretty sure we meet like one more person, I can't even fucking remember. Then when we get to that, there's a person that's trying to kill him. That, to be fair, he's a pretty nice dude, so he fixed whatever problem they had. And then they start falling in love with him, because apparently with the Beastkins, if you defeat them, it's like just typical for them to start being your servants and you be the master. I don't know. I don't make the rules. The manga does. And then the Beastkin's daughter comes down, or the Beast King's daughter comes down and starts fighting Setsu. And was just like, oh yeah, like, cool, I'll protect you. But then some dude comes in and it's just like, wait, Lola, you can't because I'm your fiance, I don't want you. And I was like, oh, well, you know, Setsu's was already my master before you, and now that he's back, go fuck yourself. And it was just like, why is that? It's so typical. It's like typical. It does nothing to enhance the story. It does nothing. Like I could go on and on about how much this is like. It's just not. It just does. It just nothing. It's just nothing new, and it just disappoints me. You know what also kind of frustrates me more about this manga too? Its plot's also boring, but it also has like a side plot thread, which I think might evolve to be the bigger plot thread. That is actually interesting, right? So there was a god of creation and there was a god of destruction. And they both helped to create the world that we see now, where beast kings and demons and humans all just kind of live simultaneously together, right? Now, the god of creation went on some like weird fucking rampage and started killing a bunch of people. And the god of destruction, I feel like that's a little switch. I feel like it should be the god of destruction, but I find that interesting, but it's whatever. The god of destruction sealed away the god of creation to prevent the rampage, right? And she locked the keys up in 3 separate people. The sea god, which is Leviathan, the heavenly god, which is the demon king, and the earth god, which is Gaia. Now, the sea god, and the heavenly god are both working for Setsu. But then there's Gaia, the earth god, that's working for the bad guy, whose also name is Tomaru. I'm pretty sure. I don't remember that. But his name is Tomaru, and Gaia is currently working under Tomaru. Now, she wants both of them in order to unlock to get all the keys together to unlock the god of creation so she could go back on her rampage. Why wasn't that the story? Like, okay, right? That story is like not as generically far off as a harem one. It's only like slightly above. But it's still far more interesting than what we're currently doing in the main story. Like, I will admit that the main story that we're currently following is like super, it's like, it has its funny moments, I'll get that. I actually like a lot of the interactions that the main character Setsu has with a lot of the characters, despite the fact that I said that they're kind of generic. But we'll get to that in a little point after I'm done ranting, right? But this story, like with the god of creation and all that, and like there's a point, like it always sets up everything. You already set the fact that there's a strong ass power count. You already set up the fact that there's just like a clear end goal to the story or where there is. You've already set up a bunch of other things with good characters. And right off the bat, you have just 3 strong female characters. Like, that would be dope. Like, Leviathan and the Demon God, and both of these are super strong. Gaia is too, but Gaia only got introduced, so I don't know what she could do. But I've seen both of them in action, and both of them, in terms of their power, is actually sick as fuck. So, like, why isn't, like, this the central story? Not to mention, like, if you look at it and you pay attention correctly, right? Like, obviously, there is, like, the Beast King, and, like, he represents and rules the Beast Kings, and, like, there's a king that helps rule, like, the humans. But basically, the sea god is the representation for the beast king, the heavenly god is the representation for the beings, and Gaia is the representation for the humans. Like, you could have set all of them up as royalty, or set up all of them as gods, and do all that shit, set up all that shit together. It would have been it would have been a far more interesting story. Wouldn't have been as terribly far, still would have called it generic, but it'd be a lot more fun, honestly. Okay, now we're getting to the part that, like, I'm being super nitpicky about everything, but I promise you, I do have some good things to say about this particular manga. First off, despite everything I've said about this particular manga, right? Like, I know I have bagged on this manga for whatever so minutes, but overall, it's actually not that bad. Like, it's not bad, it's bland. And I consider bland better to be bad. Like, everything that it does isn't necessarily terrible. It's just, it's been done so many times. It's generic. It's the safest things that they could do. It's fine, but it's not amazing. It's okay, but it's not great. So, like, it's one of those things you can sit there where it's like, this is the anime I would watch, and I wouldn't leave being like, oh, that's the most disgusting thing ever. This is an abomination. I would sit there and be like, yeah, it's fine. It's okay. I wouldn't watch it again, but it was a watch, and I have no anime under my belt. Also, my apologies. I keep saying anime. It's manga. I'm reading manga. My apologies. I don't usually review manga, so just anime just kind of comes off the tongue. So I apologize about that aspect. Like, sometimes all an anime needs to be truly interesting is to be dumb, stupid fun. this this manga is dumb, stupid fun. It has cool action scenes. I actually like some of the magic abilities that they use. I saw a lady that was on the bad side coming out with a bunch of arms out of her back. I like that. There was a dude, I'm going to shout out here, Belize. I forget the girl's name. She obviously wasn't that interesting. But Belize, you see this man? This man look flamboyant as hell. You know what? I am all here for it. That man look good. I appreciate this man's look. I appreciate that man's look a lot. And I do feel like I need to preface that with saying that there's nothing wrong with being bland or being generic. It's the safe option. Just don't expect anybody to talk about your product past a certain point. If you're going to do the safe option, if you're going to do the option that knows it's going to drag people in to watch you, if you think that you're going to do the things that are just fun and whatever, then that's fine. That's your product, and I don't blame you for it. You didn't make a bad product, but you definitely didn't make a product that people, have you talking for. Like I said, it's fun. I enjoyed the read. I definitely got invested at certain points, but I'm never going to pick it up. I'm probably never going to pick it up again. However, I will give it this though. Somehow, and I don't even know if this was by accident, the power caps, the power scaling system, for some reason, they actually did a pretty good job on that so far. Like, obviously, the two most powerful from what they've set up is Setsu and Tomoru, which is the main villain and the main hero. And it just seems like everybody over that isn't as, terribly strong as them. Like, they're still strong in their own right, and they still have awesome duels. But, Setsu and Tomoru are, at the pinnacle, and, nobody's touching that. But one's also breaking that or going over the boundary, which I personally appreciate. I like that. There are people that are close. There are people that give them challenges, but no one who ever, goes overboard, or there's no bullshit being pulled. Everything is set up to be just as it is. Setsu is set up to be a ridiculously strong character and is a ridiculously strong character throughout the whole series. I'm fine with ridiculously strong characters. You just gotta make sure you set them up like that. You don't just throw random shit in there and everything makes sense. For him, everything makes sense. He's been isekai multiple times. He knows how the world works. He has the power to four and everything was just set up for them. He has loyal subjects that kept all of his shit. It makes sense. I'm okay with the logic. It makes sense. As much shit as I gave this anime, it makes sense, and their power scaling actually isn't that bad. Setsu's thinking morality is also pretty interesting, although that leans more towards the generic side, but I still enjoy it. Whereas basically with great power comes great responsibility. He doesn't really want to kill anybody. He just wants to try to save as many people as he can, and he doesn't want to actually, put blood to the blade. And it actually throws a little nice thing where they actually tried to kill the main villain the first time, thought they did, motherfucker came back, just like Setsu came back, but now he's traumatized because he has to face the person that he killed. That's interesting. That's an interesting dynamic. I like that dynamic. It gives a little bit of freshness to it. When I found that out, I was like, whoa, that's interesting. I like that. More stories should do type of stories like that. Well, not exactly like that, but bring a little spin to the freshness of the bad guy and the villain. I like that, and it's cool. I say that not thinking there aren't just stories where the bad guy has died and just come back. Frieza hasn't fucking done that shit 5 fucking times, but you know what I mean. They hasn't done it with the morality that Setsu has. I appreciate it for the most part. Now Tomoru interests me for one reason and one reason only. It's because he is a madly in love male yandere. And we do not get male yanderes very often. Tomoru is just straight up madly in love with Setsu. And he is literally just doing all of this. He is willing to annihilate the Beast King and Demon Kingdoms. He is willing to put the whole human race in jeopardy. He is willing to bring back the God of creation to destroy the whole entire world just to try to be with Setsu. I wouldn't even be surprised if my theory of him controlling the Human King so he could start the war just to bring back Setsu, knowing Setsu's location. I wouldn't be surprised if he knew all that stuff. It would be kind of an ass pull, but you know what? It would play a little bit more into the yandere craziness idea of it. And, I'm all here for that. We do not get male yanderes very often unless you watch a BL manga where they may have that, but I don't know. Just seeing that kind of piqued my interest for the manga 5 times more, and I'm not into yanderes, but seeing a male yandere out in the wild like that was oh, this is interesting. Not to mention, it's weird, it's not the love isn't shared, obviously. Like, Tomoru is madly in love with Setsu, but Setsu doesn't love Tomoru, or maybe he does. I don't know. Like I said, the manga hasn't come out with many chapters. It's only at 25 chapters right now. So he might have had some love for Tomoru, and then had to kill Tomoru, which made this whole murder thing even way more interesting. But I'm going to assume that Setsu didn't like Tomoru, and Tomoru probably didn't like that. And Tomoru was doing this to make sure he gets Setsu to like him, which honestly is working. So that's the thing I'm working with right now. But yeah, I don't have really much else to say on the manga for the most part. This is a manga for you if you're really just into fights. If you're into fights and you're into magic, go ahead and pick this up. I would probably not recommend most of y'all to read this, mainly because I would assume y'all probably want a little bit more substance. But I know there's a lot of people out there that just want stupid shit to read. This kind of feels like just some stupid shit. And I don't mean to insult like the creators or all that stuff like that. I don't mean stupid shit as your product's dumb or your product's like not good. Just, there are some products that just lean more on the generic side of things. And some people like that. There's some people want that. Some people just like consuming things once and then it's all over. It's fine. I don't have a problem with that. Those type of things have their place. It's not personally for me. I'm probably still gonna read because honestly I'm kind of invested in the whole yandere male part at this point. But overall, like, it was kind of a whatever manga for the most part. I'll definitely keep reading. I might make a part 2 on this. Also, I'm definitely making a part 2 when there's enough chapters of what is the manga I watched of My Crybaby Neighbor. But if this gets one, I don't fucking know. We'll see. We'll see how that goes and how interesting it gets. If anything interesting happens, we'll make a part 2 and I'll make sure to share it with you. But yeah, if you like just kind of dumb, fun fights and cool kind of unique magic stuff, pick this up. With that being said, thank you, D-Gens, for watching my video. If you want to help me out in the algorithm and you just want to support your boy, go ahead, subscribe to the channel, like this video, and tell me what you think of Summon to Another World for the second time. Did you like this manga? Did you dislike this manga? What would you say your feelings are on this type of manga? Let me know in the comments below. I will try to take them out as best as I can. Thank you so much for watching once again, and I will see you guys in the next video. Enjoy yourselves.